everybody. It's Valentine's Day. I'm in my pinkish red. I even had my nails done pink and red for Valentine's Day. Thank you all for joining me. And for those of you who are getting ready for your hot date tonight, congratulations. I hope you have a great time. And for those of you who are sitting home with the cat or dog, don't worry. Love is love. Doesn't matter if our furry friends are two-legged or four-legged, right? We want to have love today and just let love into our lives. So thanks, everybody, and welcome to the Soul Space. I am Georgia Rose, a psychic astrologer and founder of Zenkuda, which is a lifestyle brand for those of us who are on the journey to find our spiritual alignment with the universe. And so I hope we get people to call in tonight because I'm going to do some readings for love. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the astrology coming in because on the heels of this beautiful energy of Valentine's Day, we have a full moon in Leo on February 16th, which is just Wednesday. So the universe always gives us fantastic energy to support what's ever going on. Have you noticed that? And I feel especially this particular year, everyone, like today, I got so many Valentine texts and phone calls and all kinds of things. I don't really ever remember Valentine's Day being that big a deal, but I guess it is. So you guys can tell me your comments. I am going to just look over here so that I can see my comments when they happen. And let me just share this show to our Zenkuda site. Okay, going to go back on here. So who we got on tonight? Oh, my show's a little delayed, so I can't see who's on yet. So I'll give you guys all a chance to pile in and tell me your Valentine stories. So what I'd like to hear from all of you tonight is I always do all the talking until somebody calls in. So I'd love you guys to call in, and even if, we'll give you a reading, but I'd love to have you guys tell me what your most outrageous or favorite Valentine present ever was. You know what? So far, what was the best Valentine you ever got? It could be something quirky, it could be something funny, but let's hear your V-Day stories out there. So I can tell you, my Valentine's days over the last several decades have gone from one extreme to the other. I actually one time got engaged on Valentine's Day with a heart-shaped diamond. And when I was about 13, I think my mother bought me this beautiful pink two-wheeler bicycle for Valentine's Day. My mother was very big into the gift-giving type of thing once in a while. And so Valentine's Day has always been, pretty interesting for me. My favorite thing about Valentine's Day is little surprises, and they could be from anyone. Valentine's Day isn't just for romantic love and lovers. Valentine's Day is actually originally just for love and friendship. So could be anything. Could even be you honor your dog or a sibling or a family member today. It's just all about love. And so my favorite thing about Valentine's Day has always been those little surprises, I remember just as a teenager, the boy I was dating left a little stuffed animal on my front stoop for me. Little things like that. They're just so cute, those little things. And everyone these days is into such grand gestures. You always see all those things on Facebook where people have to be engaged and they have the video and they have this, they're at a castle or they went to the Caribbean and got surprised or something. And I always feel it's the little things that you had to really focus on and that are so meaningful for us in our lives. So I'd love to hear your stories and hear what your Valentine's days are all about. I'm wondering if tonight's show is going to be busy or quiet, depending on if everyone's out and about or what we're doing. So let's see. I'm going to hop over here to this monitor and just look at my comments. Who have I got in here today? I have Monica. Hey, Monica, happy Valentine's Day. Aaron, happy Valentine's Day. Aaron, you are so handsome and young. I'm surprised you don't have a date tonight. Probably did over the weekend. Julie, hey, Julie, haven't heard from you in a really long time. I hope you're someplace warm and sunny right now because we are still stuck in the Northeast where it's freezing. And who else have I got on here? I got to keep swiping left. It's sort of like a dating site, isn't it? Hey, I got Sarah. I got Suzanne. Oh, gosh, I have Mickey, Delaney. I've got a bunch of people coming on. So before I start opening phones for readings, what I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about the astrology, because as I said, we have this fabulous full moon in Leo coming in Tuesday. And it's going to happen Tuesday. I think it's like 11:53 in the morning or something like that. So we will talk about that. So, Valentine's Day, beautiful energy we have going on for Valentine's Day. Pluto is very much in the mix. And you all know I talk about Pluto along and at length. So, Pluto is the transformation energy. It's the big bad wolf who comes in and gets us all hyped up over what we need to change. And then we don't like it. And then we don't do it. And then Pluto comes in and tears it all up, and Pluto is deep transformation. Like something's got to die in order to get better. So that's heavily aspecting our Valentine's Day, but in a good way, because Pluto also is aspecting the nodes of the moon, and that's making us more passionate, Scorpio and Taurus. So Scorpio is that deep, passionate, obsessive love, like it gets your motor running. And Taurus is the more resourceful love. Taurus is sensuality, not to be confused with sexuality. If anyone knows a Taurian, they're usually very much about the creature comforts of life, a good massage, a Sunday dinner, savoring every bite, the warm, comfy blanket, anything that touches the five senses. So I think that's one of the reasons why Valentine's Day has been so popular this year, because I think that people are really feeding their senses, Today I had to go grocery shopping just to pick up a few things, and I actually found myself buying this pint of Ben and Jerry's. I forget what it was called, but it was some kind of chocolate rhapsody or something like that. And I don't even eat ice cream. And I bought it because I said, if someone comes over, I want to be able to give them something really sweet and decadent. So it just seems like that's the energy right now. So I want to talk about the full moon, and then we'll go to some readings right away, because I know you guys all want to hear about your love life and what's going on. And is Johnny going to marry Sally? And am I going to find the guy, right? So got a few things going on with this beautiful full moon that's coming in. And this is a really important full moon. We have 7 full moons, all at 27 degrees somewhere in the astrology and the cosmos. And this is the 5th of 7. It's at 27 degrees of Leo. And it's also, it's aspecting Pluto. Again, Pluto's a really big player the next few months and for a while, especially the U.S. is doing its Pluto return. We'll talk about that on a future show. But that 27 degrees aspecting, look in your charts. If you have anything at 27 degrees of any house or sign, you're going to get a little bit of a bump on that particular planet. If you have anything around 27 degrees of Leo or 27 degrees of Aquarius or 27 degrees of Capricorn, you're going to feel this full moon a lot. We're all going to have a really big case of the spidey senses. We're all going to have a lot of feels, a lot of emotion. This is a very karmic moon, very karmic. So I'm going to get a little deep into that. So Leo is also an energy of love. Leo, full moon in Leo is a very powerful moon because it's like Leo, the lion, right? It's all about heart. Leo is our heart. It's ruled by the sun. It's a very much a life force, heart-based energy where we want to love and be loved. A lot of times, Leo full moon, we're looking for recognition of some kind or another. We start to question why we didn't get recognition. Our pride comes in very fiercely. I say this oftentimes, the lesson of Leo is that the power of love is much more important than the love of power. So how does that translate into our personal lives with this full moon, transcending Leo energy and Pluto and also the nodes of the moon, which I'll get to in a minute? It's about our personal power. It's about our pridefulness, our ego. Leos are natural-born leaders, but oftentimes they're a little bit bossy, right? For those of you who know Leos, they are the king of the jungle. They will be heard, and they will be a force to be reckoned with. They're ruled by the suns. They love the stage. They're dramatic. They love to feel emotion. They love to, be the center of attention. Leos, as I said, are natural-born leaders because people follow them because they're so attractive. They're that sun energy, right? Everyone's attracted to the sun. So this is about our personal power. And particularly when it's aspecting the planets that it's aspecting right now, this is particularly about our personal power in relationships. This is a full moon that's going to really affect relationships. It's touching the cosmic point where we had our lunar eclipse back on November 19th. So for those of you who keep journals or calendars, go back to November 19th. What was happening then? This full moon is going to touch on that and bring some kind of an end to it. Now, when we talk about our power in relationships and a full moon like this one coming in, when I say that it's going to bring an end to relationships, what that means is not necessarily the breakup. What that means is it very well could be a breakup. It's something that's been nagging at you for a while, at least since that November 19th full moon, more likely since the Venus retrograde, which now Venus is direct around that December, early December, late November time, up until about a week ago. There's been something, that energy that keeps cycling back and forth that you couldn't really culminate or couldn't really reconcile. Well, that energy is what comes into play in a really hyper way with this full moon. We have all the planets direct right now, so things happen quickly, they happen forcibly, and they happen either for the good, karmic reward, or for a karmic, lesson. So this is a very karmic moon. It's a moon that wants you to align with your truth. It is a moon where relationships are concerned. There will be endings, either ending a line of energy that is going to reconcile, like all of a sudden you guys see eye to eye and now there's a different energy and you're getting along better, or something shifts and now you have an agreement. Or it could be the proverbial breakup. But this is energy that's been floating around since, around that Thanksgiving holiday time, a little bit before, that's just been nagging and circular and you couldn't really resolve. Now this full moon comes in to put an end to it, and it really does end karmic entanglements. So whatever you're entangled in, and it's like this octopus kind of thing that you can't really break free from, you can't get rid of, it's some kind of a relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, could be a business partnership, could be a boss worker, could be a family, sibling, child, mother, parent, whatever. But this is all about relationships. And the way this is going to play out, because it's hitting that eclipse point from November 19th, 21, is this is kind of like the karmic wheel turning. Eclipses ignite energy that stays around from anywhere from 6, 18 months, whatever. So now we've got this ball of cosmic energy shifting a little bit. It could even be a relationship that you've had with a project. Maybe there's something that is like a labor of love or something that you've really been working on, and it took another level or another step around November, or maybe you hit a wall around November, or maybe you got a brighter idea around November, and now this full moon plays it out for you. This is about karmic debts and rewards, tying up loose ends. This is about releasing the past, stepping into the future. It's about getting rid of anything that disrespects you or takes away your confidence. Those kind of karmic entanglements that are kind of, this is going to be energy that's like an end of an era. You've been working with this entanglement for years or for months, or it's just been a pattern for you. Because the nodes of the moon are involved, it's your past lives. That could be literal, past lives that you've had prior to this incarnation, or it could be another time in your life. It's not unusual during this type of full moon for patterns to repeat, people to come back in, all for the purpose of reconciliation, the breakup or the breakthrough of the energy. All right. This is also really big about this Venus retrograde that we just have, since Venus just went direct, and these touch points of these 27 degrees are very, very pragmatically inducing these karmic entanglements to kind of, come into play and erupt. It's like nothing is just a straight line of calm in this particular area of the zodiac. Wherever you have those 27 degrees things in your chart, these are getting stirred up. So it's very energy that really wants the reconciliation. It wants to have this some kind of culmination. It's going to be during that Venus retrograde period, which again was that December, January, till just a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. It's going to be those things that made you lose your confidence. It's going to be those things that you looked at deeply and came away with the idealism or a new perspective of, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm not singing this tune anymore. I don't want to be in this energy anymore because I value something more. It's really that Venus retrograde showed us all what was super valuable to us and where we want to put our value and where the way we are valuable and what we want to bring out to the world. So any karmic entanglements that are preventing that, making you not have confidence, making you not feel the way you should be feeling about yourself, etc., is gonna erupt. It's gonna either reconcile and the energy of it gently going away because you've done your work, or something is gonna happen that makes it no more, makes it break up or break through. So really think about what you've learned during that Venus retrograde and what your authentic value is and what you authentically value. The other energy that I feel like is coming in with this, and this is just my psychic intuition from when I look at the chart, because you all know I read charts psychically. I feel like this is also the places where we fool ourselves, where, we go into illusion. Like, where do we kid ourselves and say, oh, we're really happy, that's so great, but it's not? Like, that's going to come out too, because that's all about value as well, right? Do you authentically value this thing or not? It's like you go to the store and you need a dress for something, or for you guys, you need a suit for something. So you buy this garment, you buy this outfit, but you don't really love it. And every time you look in the mirror, you're kind of trying to justify it and tell yourself you love it. And maybe you get a few compliments on it, but you're not really into it. It's that kind of thing. It's like the person you're dating and they're good because maybe they have a couple of really good qualities, but you really know it's not going anywhere, but you're just not ready to admit that to yourself. Or maybe it's the sibling that's narcissistic that you just can't seem to stop the pattern, and you keep getting involved in this thing that makes you lose your confidence and feel overpowered. But we talked a lot about being overpowered last week. So that's the energy. And what it all boils down to is this Venus retrograde happened so that we could really evaluate what we truly love and what we truly value and where we really want to spend our energy. Like I always say, not everything deserves our attention that's put in front of us, right? So I think this is going to be a really karmic wheel kind of turning point full moon for a lot of us. And remember, full moon energy lasts 3 days before and 3 days after. So some of you could already have been feeling that this weekend. Because it's the nodes of the moon. This is where times when we really can reflect and get answers. There's some really beautiful energy coming in with this full moon that connects us. Messages are plentiful and abundant right now. For those of you who follow psychics or gurus or influencers or people who, talk about energy a lot, everybody's getting downloads, everybody's getting messages, everybody's getting dreams, everybody's getting channels. It's so heightened right now. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But I won't go into them now because they're, really going to take too much time. But, so a lot of times when people think someone is really unique because they've channeled something, and, I'm a channeler myself and I automatic write and I have angels speak to me, etc. Anybody can do that. It's just a matter of tuning into it. So don't be so enamored by people who do that. Don't be enamored by me. I give you all the information you need, and then I want you to go out. Hopefully, my intention is I want you to internalize it and make it yours and see what you believe in and what feels right for you. And maybe something I say makes you or it compels you to go and research something or read a certain book, or that energy felt really good that she just said, I'm going to see what that is. Or, that's the way the world should be working now. It shouldn't be when you come into the soul space every Monday at 7 and we sit and chat and talk. It shouldn't be my belief become your beliefs. It should be that maybe I inspire you just like all of you inspire me every day to reach further and farther and wider for something that's going to make sense to me and make my life better used. So take what I'm saying about the cosmos, about the energy, and really internalize it to be, where do you need to value yourself more? What do you need to eliminate or reconcile in your life with love that takes away your confidence, that you're allowing that to do that? Is it someone who speaks to you not well, or is it self-talk, or is it a material thing that really, does not honor you? That an addiction, or just even something you're worshiping, like that's what you want to really look at with this full moon, and become empowered, become the king of your own jungle, become that beautiful lion heart that spreads love and joy to everyone, but does it with honor for yourself. And so I'm going to cycle back to Valentine's Day for a minute. And I see so many things today on social media about, oh, I don't want to even think about Valentine's Day. This is a horrible day. This day is no good for me, whatever. Try not to be like that, even if you've had a loss in your life, because Valentine's Day is really about love. And we did an exercise in my yoga class today about just picturing someone you love, and then after a while, when you have that beautiful feeling of that love that you have for them, and I actually pictured myself, that love that you have for that person, that soul, now just like take them out of the picture and stay in that feeling, that love, and meditate on that, and bring your life to a place where that feeling depends on no one, where you can feel so much love in the room, even when you're by yourself. That's really self-mastery, and that's the generator. That's the gas in our car. That's the motivator. That's the inspiration. That's the soul space where we have to build our life from. So if you've lost a loved one and Valentine's Day is bittersweet, or if you've lost a relationship because Valentine's Day is bittersweet, please just take a moment, take a deep breath, and go into the energy of the fact that you have someone so miraculous and so beautiful within yourself that is loving you, and I love you all right now, and I'm sending you out that love. So don't ever let a day meant to celebrate love be a downer for you, okay? And if you've lost someone and they're no longer walking on the earth plane, go into the beautiful energy of that love you had for them, and just let that envelop you and stay with you forever, because love transcends the realms. Love isn't just the boyfriend or the husband or the daughter or the son or the mom or the dad. Love is love. It's a force. It's not a person. It's a force. And we all have it within ourselves. So let's see what we got in the comments today. All right. Leo here. Sarah's a Leo. You're going to feel this big time, Sarah, especially because I know you're such a sensitive person. So you're going to definitely feel this. So does anybody in particular want a... Oh, it's only 6 o'clock, Aaron says. So he's probably got a hot date. Aaron's handsome. So young and handsome, my Aaron. So, Jackie's watching. Jackie's my yoga teacher, Long Island Yoga Center for Yoga in Babylon. It is the best place you will ever do yoga in your life. And Jackie did that exercise with us this morning. So thank you for that inspiration, Jackie. I love her so much. So, okay, so Janine Gemelli, love you too. Kayla Johnstone's on tonight. We got a lot of people. So if you want to call into the show, Kayla's from Australia. Welcome all the way from Australia. I know you guys have had so many things with your pandemic. If anybody wants to call into the show for a reading, the number is 516-945-9099. I would love to hear from you guys. We're going to do some love readings tonight. And while I'm waiting for somebody to call in, I am actually going to pull some cards for the full moon. And these cards are going to be for the collective. We'll see, what kind of full moon energy we got coming in, even though we talked about that a lot just now. All right. Keep looking at my comments because I know you guys all have them. Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, Anne. I have a lot of new people on today. That's really nice. If you want to share the show, I would love that. Going to pick a card from each deck. Ooh, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. And for those of you who do tarot, the Eight of Pentacles means hard work pays off. And that really resonates with me because we were talking just now about how this is a very karmic full moon and karmic entanglements. And when we say karmic, a lot of times people give it a negative kind of spin. But karma is also your rewards. Don't forget, if you've done your work and you've done, put yourself in a more and more alignment with the universe, then you get your rewards right now. And I see that happening with a lot of people. And I feel also out in the collective that the energy is definitely clearing a lot more. I feel like the energy is getting a bit lighter. It feels a little different this time. I know we've had reprieves before from the pandemic, but I feel like now it seems like we're really moving into a different energetic place. And that could be also a lot of the Aquarian energy that we have. So I picked 3 cards here, which I'm going to explain. Oh my God, you cannot make this stuff up. Bobby, could I have a camera on the table? You cannot make this stuff up, guys. I just picked card number 13 from my own deck, the Circle of Light cards, which you can get on the zenkuda.com website. These are cards that I created and published and wrote, and pictures, everything are all original. And this card that I picked, I don't know if you can see it on camera, guys, it's number 13, Karma. You can't make this stuff up. That's how heightened the energy is right now for connection. So as we're talking all about this full moon being totally about karma, we pull the karma card. And I'm actually going to read, it says, actions are ripples of light spread across the world. And I'm going to read you the passage from my Circle of Light cards. This is a deck with 22 cards, 22 being the master number and also my moon number. And so that's why the cards are in 22. And I'm going to read to you this little paragraph I wrote about karma, because it's just so fitting for what we were just talking about. It was like Spirit just came in to remind me about what I wrote about karma. The universe wants you to spread your beautiful light of love and let it ripple out into the world. Karma is the cycle of intent and action. Humans are beings made of light and energy. Our thoughts fuel our intentions. These intentions are the seed from which actions are born. Every action you choose to take will cause a reaction and affect events in your life. The action is not the cause of the reaction. The intention behind the action is. Keep your intentions pure and motivated in love to reap the benefits of good karma. When you act from negative intention, negative events may transpire in your life. The light behind your intentions is the energy you put out into the world, and the energy you will receive back in turn. All we do ripples back to us on the light we sent it out with. Keep your intentions pure and in the brightest light possible to reap the rewards of light in your life. So that's so appropriate for this full moon, and it's what I was just talking about in regards to Valentine's Day. We really want to keep our thoughts positive and our intentions pure, because that energetic frequency is what goes out, not just, we might have a good intention, but deep down we're not really aligned with the intention. Maybe we don't really feel that way. And those are the type of things Pluto is going to bring out on this full moon. Is this really in alignment with me? Or do I really not feel as happy as I'm pretending to be, or as confident as I'm pretending to be? And then the other card that I pulled was a soul card. And this to me is the card of the collective. It's a figure, a head with all different heads around her head. And so this is the idea of, first of all, not letting the external world rule you, right? We're always in our minds, and it's all these distractions that we have, especially now with the energy. But also what this card always signifies for me is the community and the collective, and how we can all be one in unity when we come together, especially if our intentions are to be absorbing more light. We absorb the light from one another and the light within us. And then the third card that I pulled was the 8 of Pentacles, which I had talked about in the Tarot, is reaping rewards. So this whole spread really looks to me like karma and keeping our intentions really, really cool. So again, number for the show if you want to call in, we can do that. Rosa Bata is asking for a card. Actually, I got Kayla on here asking for a card. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my news feed, and I am going to start pulling cards. First one I'm going to do is... Ooh, Aaron says he has a date. We're going to want to hear all about that, Aaron. I'm going to do a whole show about dating in 2022. We should do a show about that. Dating spiritually in 2022. Okay, so I am going to pull a card right now for Kayla Johnstone. Okay, Kayla, I'm going to do a reading for you. Let's see what's happening, Kayla, for you with relationships. Because when I do love readings, it's not only romantic love. Whatever comes up is going to be the thing, right? So, okay. I wish my comments would stay up, but they don't. All right, so Kayla, this is for you. Going to pull a card, 2 cards, card from both the Soul and the Tarot deck for you. Okay. Got the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is a card, Kayla, where it's sort of like self-imprisonment. Like we're telling ourselves that we are stuck someplace, or we're stuck in place, or we're kind of paralyzed with fear sometimes. But the card is a woman. She's in bondage, but she's surrounded by swords and thinking that she can't get out of her situation. But the swords really are parted, but she's blindfolded and can't see. So I'm going to put this card up here if Bobby wants to pull the camera down for me. So you can see the Eight of Swords card. It's hard because there's so many license treaties. There we go. This woman, all she has to do, even though she's blindfolded, if she would actually trust the universe to align her and show her where to go, all she has to do is take a step forward. And she's not really in prison. She's not really stuck if she goes into her internal power. She's just been told, probably by someone who blindfolded her or by herself, that she can't move forward, that she's surrounded by swords, but she's not. So this is very indicative of us self-imprisoning ourselves with some kind of a thought process or a limiting belief system and not moving forward in our life, even though we are completely powerful in our own power to do it. And in relationships, don't we all do that? We all stay longer than we're supposed to, or we all keep trying to do the same thing over and over, thinking we'll get a different result. And then the other card that I got, which was the Soul card, is this beautiful card of enlightenment. This beautiful head is completely surrounded by golden light. Some would say that's the golden light of Christ or Christ consciousness. So what I'm really feeling for you, Kayla, is that whatever self-talk or whatever you think your situation is, you have the ability to move forward. You just have to trust yourself and the universe to be strong enough to do it. And this could be a relationship with a romantic partner. It could be a job. It could be a familial, with your family relationship. But when I look at this Soul card, you have so much light from the universe supporting your move. If you would just move forward with your life and do the thing that is really, really deeply resonating with you. And you know what that is, even if you think you don't, especially during this full moon. Deeply reflect and meditate, and it will come to you. You will receive a message in this very heightened energy of connection. All right? So I hope that kind of helps and makes sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you. I'm going to pull a card for Monica. Monica, these cards are going to be for you. I know Monica, we were talking, and she is in her second Saturn return. And I have to say, the second Saturn return that we do in our life is a time where we come into our own. It's not an easy time. Sometimes a difficult time because we're making decisions that will affect the rest of our life. But the second Saturn return, when we go through it in our life, it's really a time when we get rid of a lot of the bullshit. We come in, it's in our like late 50s. We come in and we're just like, nope, not doing that anymore. Sweeping the porch clean, So Monica, the card I have for you is a card of balance. I'm getting the Two of Pentacles. And usually when I get this card, the card is coming in upside down for me. That means that someone is very out of balance. You are out of balance, probably. I'm going to pick 3 tarot cards. That's what they're telling me to do. Yeah, this is the energy of a Capricorn or an Aries person around you. I'm getting really more earth energy, though. Like this is Capricorn, Virgo, someone who is deeply set in their ways, because I'm getting the King of Pentacles, like the king on the throne. Someone really deeply set in their ways is someone who thinks his ways are very traditional and there's no room for openness with this person. It could even be someone who is in your life in the past that's coming back into your thought process a lot. But this person is definitely someone that is very set in their ways, not open to things. At times they may appear that way, but they're really not. They're very set in their ways, a very strong energy. And I feel like this is causing you a little bit of imbalance. Like this is actually, you're having trouble balancing a lot of different areas, but this particular person, this particular gentleman is really tipping the scale for you, not in a good way. Overflowing into other areas of your life where he really shouldn't be. And when I say those words, it doesn't have to be literal. It could be that you're allowing the pattern or the thought process to beat you down a little bit, like just exhaust you or make you feel less than worthy of the things that you know are really your birthright and coming into your own. And the reason I think that is because the third card I pulled is this beautiful star card. And the star card in tarot is the card that we sometimes call it as above, so below. It pictures this beautiful woman who's naked because it's a symbol of, we don't need any worldly possessions really. And she's pouring water from a vessel into a beautiful pond, and then has another vessel in her hand where she's pouring the water out from the pond. And it's a card of balance, but it's a card of spiritual and material world. And it's a card of someone who is on a spiritual journey and is not allowing themselves the time they need to really be in their own energy. They're on this journey, this quest, of achieving the star, achieving the self-mastery, the high level of consciousness. They're working on aligning their material world with their spiritual world, but they're not quite there yet. And when I look at this card next to the other cards that I pulled, Monica, this is definitely this King of Pentacles person, this earthly, Capricorn-like energy, Plutonian, somebody who's very slamming the fist down on the table wants his way kind of a person. And for whatever reason, you're not allowing you to blossom into the full spiritual consciousness that you can because of that energy. And it could even be a past energy of someone that, put a certain belief system in you, that now your spiritual belief pursuit is something that is a little nagging at you because you think it wouldn't align with this person's belief. They have a great influence on your life. And that's really what I'm getting here. So what's the reconciliation? What's the solution? The solution, Monica, is go within. You've got to be in your own energy. And I give this advice to a lot of people, and you've probably heard me say it to a few people on the show. This is a really important time. 2022 is not an easy year for us. It's different than 2021 in the sense that we have a lot more spiritual connection happening. There's going to be a renaissance, a lot of spirituality, a lot of things. People are going to pile into yoga studios and psychics and all these things because everyone's seeking. That's the energy right now, the energy that goes into Aquarius. But the thing we have to remember is we're supposed to do that seeking individually. We want to belong to groups and communities as support, but then when we leave that space, we want to think for ourselves. We want to think independently because we're all unique and miraculous creatures that need something different. So the downside of Aquarian energy is individuality that is a pack mentality or everyone the same, right? Like how many young people want to be different so they all listen to a certain type of music, but that really makes them all the same, right? Everyone said that rock and roll music came to the United States and people were rebelling during the time of the Beatles. And of course, that was a little before my time, but how are they all rebelling if they were all doing the same thing, right? So that's Aquarian energy. So when you are on your spiritual journey, by the same token, when we allow either past energies from our conditioning in our childhood or our marriages or whatever, to sibling energy, we allow that energy to come into the soul space of spirituality when we're growing and we're moving on the journey. We're limiting our beliefs. And the whole point of spirituality is not to be limited in your beliefs, to be far and wide and explore and read things and listen to things and then internalize it and say, yeah, that's hitting a nerve with me. That I want to do some work on that, or that's bringing something up that I need to take care of, or wow, that sounds so unbelievable. That's giving me so much joy just to hear about. I want to pursue that more. So that's the energy that we have to be in. And Monica, for you, that's an energy where you've got to find a space where you can be in the energy of Monica and who she is becoming without the influence of past, present, or future energies. Because we limit our belief systems in the future too. Oh, I don't want to do that because it'll piss somebody off. We've already acted out the outcome before we've even done the thing, right? So really in this 2022 energy, be really careful of that and stand in your own beautiful space. And this full moon in Leo is the perfect energy to do that with, because it's the lion, it's heart-based, it's the power of the sun. It's all about self-empowerment and how do we use and misuse our power in relationships, and especially our relationship with ourself, right? So I think that was a great reading, and I'm feeling like it's a male from your past, Monica. I know you're saying you're not sure who it is. It's a male influence from your past, and if you go into meditation, you'll know who or what it is. And it could even be, we are influenced by so many things. We're influenced by media. We're influenced by movies and songs and all kinds of things. But this does feel to me like a father-husband type of energy. So just think about that. All right. Okay, let me pick somebody else to do a reading for. Let's see. Julie, you've been away so long, and now I know you're back in your warm home. So I'm going to I am going to pull some cards for you. Bobby, we have someone in the comments who's saying they can't get through. There's a busy signal. The phone number is 516-945-9099. So that should work. Try again. All right. I know, because usually when I do readings, the phone rings off the hook, and I was like, it's kind of quiet in here. Is everyone out on a Valentine's Day date? You all eating chocolate and drinking wine? Let's see. Okay. So this is for Chris Cole. This is for Julie Jedlicka. Julie. I can't sing. It's the one thing I'm envious of people who can sing. I just can't carry a tune. Okay, Julie. They're also telling me to pick a Circle of Light card for you. All right, Julie, I've got the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is not what everyone thinks it is. So let me put these down on the table. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. My soul card, my Circle of Light Zenkuda deck that I created is so connected with me tonight. I was just talking about, the spiritual journey and everything, and what card do I pick, and how I was telling you guys how there's 22 cards in the deck, and 22 is my soul number. And I picked card number 22, Spiritual Mastery. So these cards are really, really in tune tonight. If anybody wants them, they're on my website. You can order them under the Circle of Light Oracle cards. So Julie, I picked 3 cards for you. And if Bobby wants to give me a camera on the table, the first card that I picked was this beautiful soul card from my soul deck. This is not the deck I did. This is the other deck that I use all the time. And if you look at this card, it might be hard to see on camera because it's very abstract, but it's actually a figure with a tremendous amount of orange and golden light around them. And in one hand is like a dagger, and in the other hand they have an open palm. And I always feel like this is my card for forgiveness, because what happens is sometimes we hold on to things and we don't forgive. And it really is like a dagger to us. It's like poison to us, right? So there may be something that we need to have forgiveness about. And the funny thing is that I've been working on this tremendously in my life, and I know a few other people have. Just in the last couple of weeks, the energy of forgiveness has really come into play with a lot of us who are doing inner child work. So take that with you. And I think that energy of forgiveness and reconciliation is really important. And I think that you might be working on some of those things now, Julie. And then I have this beautiful card of 22. 22 is a master number. 22 is a very powerful number. And the card is spiritual mastery, and it says light raises the soul. And this is very true, because when we forgive, we absorb more light. Because like if you notice the figure in this abstract soul card here, it's really a dark figure, yet it's surrounded by light. And that's what happens to us when we're holding on to something we can't let go of, but we can't go into forgiveness. It's like a darkness that we just have to allow the light to come into. And then the third card I had was the Judgment card. Judgment card does not mean you're going to be judged. The Judgment card, if you look at it closely, I don't know how much you can see it on the camera, it's a card where people are coming out of the grave, and there's the Archangel Gabriel with his beautiful horn heralding. And what this is usually new beginnings, and it usually is significant. It could be a health card that you need to take care of your health better so that you have a rejuvenation. This is a card of new beginnings, rebirth. So if I had to do the timeline for these 3 cards, Julie, I'd say you are on a spiritual journey, forgiving something, letting go of grief maybe, learning to reconcile and forgive some things that you feel maybe were incomplete or that you never really got satisfaction from in your life. Go on to that spiritual mastery. Find the forgiveness, the satisfaction, the reconciliation you need within yourself, because I know you are full of light. And then the Judgment card is that rebirth that's going to happen once you make that journey into the light from whatever is holding into a little bit of darkness for you. All right? And take that with you, and happy Valentine's Day, my love. We all love you. Everybody send some love out to Julie. And now I have a caller. Hi, welcome to the Soul Space.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. And who am I talking to?
Hi, my name is Trish.
Hi, Trish. How are you?
I'm good.
How's
Happy
your
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day going?
It's nice. It's great.
So, do you have
It's a
something in
great day.
particular you want me to read, or just a general
No, just
relationship?
a general would be great. I'd love to
Okay.
just see what you pull.
So, I will
Thank
do
you.
general for love, relationship. Uh-oh, the Tower card just flew out of the deck. Usually, when a card
Oh,
flies
beautiful.
out, I have to talk about it for you.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, I feel like this is something in your past, though. I don't feel like this Tower card is active now. The Tower card is like a clearing in our life. It's a time when a lot of things fall away, and especially now we
Uh-huh.
have a lot of Pluto energy, so that card would come up. But I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like your energy is lighter now. So if you did go through some things where, things fell away or you felt like a lot of things in your life were collapsing, I feel like that energy is past now.
Okay.
Does that make sense for you? Did you have a time in your life that was like that?
It's. I would say it's happening now.
It is. Well, then what I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say is that the energy is passing. Like the worst is over for you.
Okay.
Okay? Because I feel like your
Yeah.
energy is lighter than it was when this card was really probably in play. When you were like, I don't feel like you're in the thick of it anymore.
Okay.
So things are getting better. I also feel like you just went through a battle. Like you just had like the battle of your life and you're coming out of it. That's the energy that I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is past energy. It may not feel like it yet because the emotions are still there, but I really feel like this
Okay.
energy is trying to bring you forward into a much lighter time. I'm getting the
Okay.
High Priestess. And what I'm going to say to you, and this is very important because I feel this really, really strongly, and my lower chakras are really feeling this energy for you. So this is definitely a message for you. The High Priestess is someone like me or like a mystic or someone who reads cards or has a very high spiritual calling into the world of the metaphysical world. A High Priestess is an astrologer or a reader or a Reiki master or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is you.
Mm-hmm.
You are blocking this in some way. I feel like you are in this world like halfway. Like you kind of
Mm-hmm.
dabble, but you're not really stepping up to what you're supposed to be doing. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like you've got a lot of limitations on you in this regard, and don't do it. You have to go forward and really step into your psychic power, your healing work, whatever that work is for you, because the
Mm-hmm.
more you resist it, the more the negative things are going to happen. And the reason why things are falling away is to give you a clear path to this path that you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be on.
I agree.
So, what I'm going to say to you is as painful as it may be to let go of certain things, what's very
Mm-hmm.
important for you in this energy also, Trish, is you have to really sit down and be authentically honest with yourself. Bare bones truthful with yourself about what is your battle, what is your karma, and what isn't. Because I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the past, you're moving away from it a little bit, but you're still doing it. You're taking on the karma of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to live your life in your own karma because I feel like there's a lot of light, a lot of love. You are definitely someone who has the ability to somehow be involving in the more light worker kind of world. Like you are a light worker. But you're denying yourself the ability to do that by surrounding yourself with a lot of things that aren't your thing. They're not your bag, man. They're there. They shouldn't be there. It's like
Right.
all this clutter in your psychic aura
Yeah.
that needs to go away so you can fulfill your dreams. And allow yourself to dream those dreams because for some reason there's something within you that's not allowing yourself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's funny. I know it's there, but I always, I don't, I never, like, I don't feel like I ever get the clear road
Yeah,
to doing it.
yeah, because you're surrounded by a lot of things that need to fall away. So
Mm-hmm.
you've got, again, I know it's the same advice I gave to Monica. You've got to go into your own energy and sit in your own energy. You've
Mm-hmm.
got to be, that's how we do our spiritual mastery, meditation
Mm-hmm.
and all the other stuff, because I feel like you're just surrounded by a lot of stuff that's just not your stuff.
Correct. And it's funny, when you spoke to Monica, I resonated with a lot of what you said to her.
There you go. I mean, when I read the messages, a lot of times for me too, I
Mhm.
feel like you're holding on to a lot of things from the past. If you have physical clutter in your house, make sure you get rid of it because that's also dragging
Mhm.
you down. It's almost like if I had to envision it, and I know everyone's going to think I'm a little crazy to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's almost like when I go into your energy, you've got these beautiful angels surrounding you, trying to pull you up by your shoulders, but there's all this crap holding your legs down.
Mhm.
So get rid of the crap. And I hate to be blunt,
Mhm.
but like you've got to
No, I
clear
agree.
your life. And the
I
reason why
appreciate
I'm
that.
being blunt with you is because I can see the energy that you have potential wise, and you need to do your work because there are
Mhm.
people waiting to hear from you.
Okay. Do you have any advice of where I can
I'm not a big proponent
continue
of
my journey?
Yeah, I'm not a big proponent of, like, I know there's a lot of groups out there that teach, you to, psychic
Yeah.
development and all that. I'm not a big proponent of that stuff.
Mhm.
I do believe
I
when you're
agree.
around people like that, you will have a heightened energy because you are in, a psychic place. But I
I
believe
agree.
everyone's journey is different. For me, the best
Mhm.
thing, and I know it's going to sound really corny, but meditation. Even if you do
Mhm.
start with guided meditations, because when you're putting your
Mhm.
brain in that frequency, you're opening it to receive, and you'll receive from
Mhm.
different realms, and it'll start to happen. And journal, keep a journal. Don't be afraid of
Okay.
emotion. Emotion is how we read. We read through emotion. That's our power center.
Mhm.
That's solar plexus.
Yeah.
You know, and
Okay.
if you want to call me or anything, I can also work with you. Just if you want to have like a session, just do some spiritual advice. I can absolutely do that. But if you think a
Okay.
spiritual development group would work for you, you can do it. I'm not a big proponent of those. I have my own reasons. Um,
Mhm. No, I agree.
yeah, but
Um.
definitely you've got to be in your own energy and center. There's too much around
Okay.
you. All right. But, come into the
Mhm.
soul space with us on Mondays. Listen to our podcast. Come and see the content I put up. I try to put up as much content as I can for our spiritual journey. So, and like,
I.
the
I.
same thing with like Monica or Julie or whoever. We all learn from each other. That's what the Zenkuda community is about. And that's why I want to start
Mhm.
setting up a few Zooms that we can do so we can interact with each other, because I feel like
Mhm.
you all have so much beautiful light and you all have so much experience on your journeys that we can all push each other and propel each other forward with that.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's the energy. So those are the readings for tonight. I'm going to wish you all a beautiful Valentine's Day. Just go into that beautiful energy of love. Feel the love surrounding you in the room, even when you're by yourself, because we've got angels and spirits and past loved ones and present loved ones in that beautiful frequency. So I'm going to end the show asking you all just send a bunch of hearts up if you're in the comments, and just really send some love out to the universe and out to the Zenkuda community. I love you all. You can find me on Zenkuda on Facebook. You can find me right here in the Soul Space every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And you can also find me on zenkuda.com, where I do a blog called The Rose Blog, which has all kinds of stuff about my spiritual journey. I am very raw in that, so hoping you're enjoying that. And you can also find me on Instagram at Zenkuda Official. So thank you all for tuning in. This is absolutely the energy that I source my life from. So I look forward to Monday nights and seeing you all again. And if you have anything you want me to do a show on, just PM me or put something up on the Facebook page. And I will see you all again next Monday, if not before. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the beautiful full moon on Wednesday night as well. Good night.